So you're thinking of moving to Pueblo, Colorado. Well, today in this video, we're doing a little bit different of a pros and cons adventure. We're gonna give you pros and cons, but we're gonna take you on a little bit of a jaunt again today. I know our most recent video, we actually filmed a 5-diamond resort that's pretty much in our backyard. It's just 45 minutes north of here. And today we wanna show you some pros and cons that's gonna be a little bit further than that. At least a couple things that we know for sure are gonna be a pro and a con for most people, but we'll let you decide that. You might think it's backwards, who knows? But the pro that we're gonna show you is a little bit of a treat and most people get excited about it. So I'm excited to show you, and it might not be what you think. So stick around, you don't wanna miss this. And if this is your first time on the channel and you wanna know all there is to know about living in Pueblo or the surrounding areas, feel free to hit the subscribe button, click the little bell for notifications so you can stay up to date on all the latest market trends. I'm Krista, I'm a local realtor in Pueblo, Colorado, but I actually grew up here in Colorado since I was a little girl. So I'm a native, and you guys are in good hands here when it comes to someone who really knows the area, who's well connected throughout the whole state, so that if you're thinking of not just moving to Pueblo, but maybe somewhere surrounding, I can also help you with that. But also having the scoop of locally here in Pueblo, since this channel is about living in Pueblo specifically, you know, what are the market trends? What is there to do there? What does housing look like? What are the price points of housing? What do you get for those price points? Etc., etc. So you're going to find all of that out here. So you're in good hands on this channel. And if at any time you want to reach out to us to talk about your moving options, feel free to grab our contact information from that description box below. We'd be happy to talk to you at any time. Feel free to shoot us a text, give us a call, or set up a Zoom. And that could be 10 days from now, it could be a year from now, it doesn't really matter. Anytime, we're happy to connect. So in the meantime, maybe we'll see you around Pueblo. All right, we're gonna start with probably a pro, number one. We have Dutch Brothers here in Colorado. So I am at, and we have, this one is in Pueblo. So we're actually two that just opened up here. If you like Dutch Brothers coffee, they're fantastic. I prefer them personally over Starbucks, but hey, it's up to you. So we have Dutch Brothers coffee here, huge pro. It's holiday time, so get one of their yummy holiday drinks. And yeah, I would stick that in my pros side of the list. And I'm also going to show you the traffic here in Pueblo right now at 10:30 in the morning, just so you can see. I mean, this is probably what a rush hour looks like for us. So this is traffic. That's about it. Okay, at least there's some space. As you can see, nothing's even coming at us. Most of it is headed north. So, okay, we've got Dutch Brothers, check. Are you putting that in your pros or your cons list? I mean, you really can't beat the fact that you get a straw with holiday lights on it. How cool is that? All right, we're headed out. We're headed up north, and I can't wait to get to our destination and my favorite pro of this whole video. But we're gonna show you along the way, so stay tuned. Here we go. So this is on the outside of Pueblo. This is the north side. There's a Love's over here, off to the left. So there's a Love's gas station and a travel center that just got built. So when you're leaving Pueblo, you're gonna see that here on the outskirts. And at the travel station, there's a Del Taco. Don't worry, we're looking up the road. There's a Del Taco, there's a Black Bear Diner. So that's a cool thing to have. And then this is the highway, this is I-25. So we're gonna keep driving here, but also give you a peek as we go through different towns of different things. So this is, I want to point something out here that you can consider a pro or a con. The landscape of Colorado, as you can see, it's a little more deserty. It's a little flat, but you do have the mountains, okay? So we're going to have beautiful mountain views on a clear day, like today. That's Pikes Peak, that big mountain right there, that's Pikes Peak Mountain. So on a clear day, we're going to have beautiful views like that. But yeah, this is what we're looking at when you're leaving Pueblo. So as you can tell, it's not crazy traffic, typical, just, you know, highway. You'll see the difference once we get into the cities though. The traffic starts to look a little different. For now, we're just gonna keep driving, but yeah, this is the landscape. So you can say, is that a pro? Is that a con? But this is what it looks like here in Colorado. And it's gonna look like this in most places, unless you're in the mountains, of course. But if you're in Pueblo, if you head further south, it gets even flatter, and you'll even get some red canyons down south around like Durango. I'm sorry. I was thinking of Grand Junction where the red canyons are. Grand Junction is where the Red Canyons are. Those are actually towards the mountains. Those are west, but they're further towards like Utah, which makes sense because Utah, you have Moab and all the places that people go where there is lots of Red Canyon out there. So this is what we're looking at, North Pueblo. Let's keep driving. And we just left, and we're only about 25 minutes from the south part of Springs, but we're going to come back once we get into Springs so we can show you the landscape there. So let's keep going. All right, coming up here on the side of us as we're heading into Colorado Springs, this is Pikes Peak International Raceway. Obviously, back in the day, they used to have a lot of racing shows with like Indy cars, things of that nature, and now they've turned it into a giant magical light display in the wintertime. They still have some things that happen there, but in the wintertime it's definitely known for the magic lights. But I wanted to show you too. So we're heading into the Springs. Told you guys we weren't far from it, and now we are inching into the Springs, but you can see the landscape here and how you're kind of changing a little bit to have a lot more mountains. Just gonna zoom in here and try not to make this super bouncy, but you have a lot more mountains when you're heading into the Springs. So pro, I think most people would put this on a pro list, probably not a con. It's not considered a mountain town by any means, but you can get, and if you watched our Broadmoor video about the Broadmoor Resort Hotel, I mean, we were right up on that mountain, and it was 5 minutes just off the highway here. So you can get pretty close to the mountains here without being in the mountain towns like Breckenridge or Dillon or Keystone, Vail, Aspen. Those are the much more expensive areas when you're talking about property taxes, real estate. But you can live somewhere like Colorado Springs here, and Colorado Springs has a lot of military as well. So there's kind of a high turnover rate of people coming in and out. They're just under 500,000 people population-wise, so it is rather large. But I just wanted to show you how the landscape's going to start changing. You can see the mountains over here, but I'm going to show you when we get more in the heart of kind of the downtown area, how much you can see the mountains. We also have Garden of the Gods here in Colorado Springs, which again, Colorado Springs, it's only like 45 minutes from Pueblo. And then if you want to go to North Colorado Springs, it's about an hour. But either way, it's pretty close. So you're going to get to see that. So we're going to keep driving here. All right, so this is what we really wanted to show you when you come into Colorado Springs, how lush the mountain landscape is. And actually, we've had a very dry winter this year. So usually we have a lot more snow on these mountains, but they're pretty clear and you can see all the trees. So this is the beautiful landscape here. When you start to get into the Springs, it's much more, I would say much more mountain town. It's not as flat as Pueblo. So you can, again, decide if that's a big deal to you or not. But it is nice to have these mountains kind of nestled right here. This is what we call Motor City. These are all car lots in here for a good, probably a 1.5 mile stretch. It's just car lots. So it's all in this one area, and we call it Motor City. But off to the right here, up the road, is going to be downtown. So that's coming up here. And as you can see on the sign, we're just south of Denver. So probably about an hour from Denver downtown. We're a half hour from Castle Rock. And Castle Rock is the little town right before you get into the south suburbs of Denver. So we are making our way to so just to show you, this area here is normally backed up, in heavy traffic times, but it's pretty open. I mean, it's 11:15 on Tuesday morning. So you can see this is what traffic looks like. It's pretty doable, right? Now, Denver's probably going to be a different story. So we'll check that out when we get up there. But, you can decide if this landscape looks good to you or not. But I think this is a good representation of what Colorado Springs looks like overall. It's not super flat. You've got more of the mountains here for nice views and just feeling like you're a little bit closer. There's the Manitou Incline is here, so you can hike an incline right off the road over here in Manitou Springs. We have Garden of the Gods up here, and that's a beautiful Red Canyon State Park that is just gorgeous, and there's trails through there that you can go walk and enjoy the scenery, especially in the summer. It's a really popular place. But yeah, this is it. So you can decide, is this a pro? Is this a con? If you like this sort of landscape, it's a pro. If you're like, I want bigger city, maybe it's a con, maybe you're indifferent. But this is the beauty of this video today, folks. We're just showing you and you get to decide if it's a pro or a con. So we're gonna keep going to the next town. Now here's something you might want to put in a con list. Do you see that orange sign right there where it says road and arrows? And then do you see all the orange cones? I feel like this is every city across America anyway. But in Colorado, we see a lot of these orange traffic signs and modified temporary roads, pass with care signs, because they do a lot of construction here. So, hey, it's a good thing if you're looking for jobs and you're seeing that they're making road improvements to accommodate the growth. It's a not so great thing if it's annoying to you. You know, construction zones can be a little annoying. So that's another thing. Is it a pro? Is it a con? I don't know if it's necessarily a pro, but if you don't love lots of construction, I mean, that's a consistent thing throughout the state of Colorado. So you can put that on your list as well. Still in the Springs, headed north. All right, over here, we're just showing you here more of Colorado Springs really quick. In the north end of Colorado Springs, this is the Air Force Academy. So they have a large, nice stadium there for when they have events or games. So that's the Air Force. And I just want to pan over here so you can see there's a Great Wolf Lodge right here. So talk about things to do. This is the part of Colorado Springs where there's things to do. So up here you're gonna see a Topgolf. So you're gonna see a Topgolf here. Maybe you might be able to see the net. And then in this area up here is also indoor skydiving. So we just passed Great Wolf. You've got indoor skydiving. There's a indoor go-kart center for adults and kids that's really fun called Overdrive. So those are attractions up here to do. And then Cave of the Winds is also in Colorado Springs. That's another attraction. Maybe we can cover that sometime, where you actually walk through caves. So if you're claustrophobic, probably a con. But if you love that sort of thing, it's a pro, because it's, you know, something to do, it's fun. And yeah, this is the Air Force Academy. I just want to show you more of that look of, you know, it's kind of more mountainy for sure. It's not as flat as Pueblo. So this is the landscape up here in Springs, and then the next town is going to be Castle Rock. All right, do we see this lane here off to the left? So this is I-25 corridor. And I just want to point out that this is also something you're going to see in Colorado when you're traveling from, well, really just in between Springs and Denver, and then also Denver to probably the Longmont area, which is just north of Denver. You're going to have the option for these express lanes here, which is kind of nice. Obviously, you have to pay a toll. We have tolls in Colorado, but they can do it by license plate number, or you can get a transponder and then fund an account that sends you or saves you some money. But you're going to see these, and this is going to allow you to zoom past traffic when there is traffic, because sometimes this can get busy, especially in the summer. This is in between Colorado Springs and Denver, so Castle Rock's not far away. But I just wanted to show you that you do have the option for express lanes here. So if you want to, there was one day something had happened and traffic was stopped back to back, and I was headed to Denver, and I was able to get in this express lane. But you have to, as you can see, it's double lined. You don't want to cross over the double lines when they're solid, obviously. But when you get in it back there, I was able to just drive. I didn't have to stop. I didn't have to slow down. I was literally able to pass all the traffic right here. So it's a perk. It's a pro if you want to, you know, avoid traffic. It's a con because you have to pay for it, but it's an option. So it does make travel along I-25 a little less of a headache if you're willing to pay for it. Okay, if you've ever had any question about how much more mountainous it is north of Pueblo, here's another proof. This is still I-25, just south of Castle Rock. Castle Rock's maybe 10 minutes from here. So as you can see, there's a little more mountainy in here. We'll show you what the town, as we pass through Castle Rock, we'll show you that here in a second. All right, welcome to Castle Rock. So this is a smaller town, very small population. I think, well, I honestly haven't checked recently. Definitely smaller than Pueblo. We're probably 30,000 people here. Maybe it's grown a lot. There's been a lot of growth in the last few years. So, but this is Castle Rock. That there's a little star up there on that mountain there that will actually light up every night from, I think, Thanksgiving weekend through the New Year. So that's a fun little tradition that they have here. And it's a whole lighting. They have like a whole fireworks show and everything to light that star every year. So that's something fun. And then a popular thing here is the Castle Rock outlets. So the outlets are up here if you want discounted shopping. Those are super popular around back to school time, Christmas time. So probably a pro. I don't know if you're noticing, but the cars, even up on this bridge here, this is probably going to be a con. If you're looking at pros and cons list, we're going to start seeing increased traffic. And the thing is, when you live in these more densely populated areas like Castle Rock, Denver, because Castle Rock, even though it's small, it's very densely populated, if that makes sense. For the size of it, you're always running into traffic here. There's always a lot of cars everywhere. So that's kind of probably going to be on a con list, right? If you don't like traffic, I mean, who really likes traffic? You're probably going to put that on a con list. So yeah, this is Castle Rock. And pretty much after this little stretch right here, we head up into the south part of Denver. So it's not a huge town, but it is a very newer town. Lots of new development here. Great schools, from what I've been told in my research. There's great schools here. But yeah, we're just making our way up. And I did want to point out, you know, one of your cons is probably going to be, if you're thinking about living up in this area or, you know, Denver area, we're definitely going to see some traffic. So again, you can decide. Maybe traffic doesn't bother you. When I was younger, I used to love traffic because I could sit and listen to music and I didn't have to be at work right away. So it's really up to you. But anyways, I just wanted to point that out. So we're going to keep venturing on up. All right. So here's kind of what we were talking about. As you can see, lots of traffic coming at us on the other side of the road, going the opposite direction. And then we're gonna just keep hitting more and more traffic. We're entering the Denver area, but you're going to see right as we come over this hill, pretty much the whole landscape of what we're looking at for the Denver area. And Denver is, as you may know, I mean, it's the capital, right? So of course it's larger, but there it is, just kind of comes into view right over that hill. So now we're in genuine traffic. Like really, you can tell the population here is much larger than where we were. Oh, and look, there's some more orange signs. So pros or con, whatever you added, whatever side of the list you're on there, that's either a pro or a con, because there's more of that traffic stuff. As we've said, there's lots of construction always happening in Colorado. But as we get through here, it's going to be pretty dense traffic, definitely towards downtown. If we're lucky, depending on the time of day, but if we're lucky, we won't have to hit a bunch of traffic. But as you can see, we're already kind of slowing down. So we're going to see if we can get around some of this. But lots more people. I believe the last time I checked, Denver was showing around 2 million for population. And that's really just like the suburbs and Denver. It's not obviously just downtown Denver, but it's kind of the whole Denver proper. So it's everywhere around Denver. So Parker, Lone Tree, Islands Ranch, Denver, Aurora, probably even Broomfield, Longmont. So you're looking at like 2 million people. And so they do a good job, as you can see, with trying to keep up with all of the road improvements to make sure that we're still flowing properly for traffic, because the traffic here is like mini LA. I'm just going to say, I mean, I hate to break the news to you, but it is certain times of the day. Right now it's great. And it could be because we're heading up on a holiday weekend here coming up this weekend, but right now it's fine. But as you can see, large exchanges above us. You know, we have to have those because there's so much more population up this way. So there's a large IKEA that's coming up here on our left, which is a pro or a con. If you like IKEA, it's probably a pro. If you're somebody that's like, oh, that darn IKEA, I don't like their food and their cinnamon rolls and their meatballs and their overpopulated stores, and I don't know, just trying to make it negative, but it's really, most people like IKEA, but if you're indifferent, maybe it's a con, maybe it's a neutral, I don't know. But I wanted to show you, this is Denver, south of Denver, and then not too far from now will be kind of more in the downtown area, where you will see, probably we're going to pass the stadium for the Denver Broncos. So you have that up here. You've got the Pepsi Center, which I believe was recently renamed. I haven't lived up here in a while. I used to live here, but I don't anymore. So it's been renamed. I honestly can't. It might be Kroenke Sports now. Kroenke Sports Center. So either way, that's a big place for concerts. They use the stadium a lot now for concerts too. And yeah, we're actually getting a new Broncos stadium here in the next couple of years, and it's supposed to have a dome, and we're promised a Super Bowl. So if you like football, maybe that's a pro for you. If you could care less, you're indifferent, that's going to go into your indifferent or cons list. Not much to say about Denver because everybody knows large cities come with a lot of things to do. I mean, I feel like a lot of this goes without saying, right? You're going to have a lot more to do, a lot more options, opportunity, lots of job opportunity up here. So yeah, this is your true city. This is not Pueblo, where it's small community, small town. This is Denver. So right now we're in what's called the Tech Center, and then we will be more in the downtown area. So let's keep going. All right, so we're getting lucky today, guys. This is actually really decent traffic for Denver at this time of day. It's noon, so sometimes the lunch hour can be a little bit rushy as well, with people trying to get out of the office and get back. But it is a Tuesday. Sometimes Tuesdays are the most mild day of the week, we have found, just from living here and knowing people that live here. But yeah, you can see the mountains back there. So Denver is an interesting city because it does get about really the state really gets 300 days a year of sunshine. A lot of people, I think of Denver and they think of snow and they think it's like almost impossible to live here. It's really not. As you can see, it's very dry, and even if it does snow, one of the great things about Denver, the sun comes out and melts it within that same day, if not the same hour. I mean, wait 5 minutes and the weather changes here. So we do have some pretty extreme climates from time to time. In the summertime, in the springtime, we get lots of hail out east. So probably a pro or a con for that. A pro would be, though, as you can see, I mean, we are end of November and this is Denver. So pretty tolerable, right? And we've had some uncharacteristically warm seasons this year, specifically for the fall time here. We're hitting, today is going to be about 50, I think, for a high. But when you're up at the higher altitude, I know it's going to sound funny, but the sun does feel closer and it feels warmer. 50 here feels warmer than 50 in, say, Florida. So this is, we're coming up here on like the real downtown area, but pretty steady flow of traffic. It's kind of impressive actually, because usually this time of day is back to back, wall to wall. As you can see, it's getting heavy up there. Maybe you can see it if we just zoom in up there. It's starting to get a little bit heavier, but yep, we're gonna see just a little bit more drive here, and then we'll be back when we get to we're almost to our destination. We're gonna get on the other side of Denver here, and then we'll be at our destination. We'll be able to get back on camera. I know it's been like a drive. You haven't been able to really see my face or anything, but I think it's been kind of helpful for you to see. That's downtown Denver to our right here. All right, you guys, we are pulling up, and you can see it here on the left. You can also see lots of traffic because there was an accident going the opposite direction. But look at this. We're going to show you what we just got in Colorado that we're super proud of. It's our local Buc-ee's. So let's go take a peek at Buc-ee's, shall we? All right, you guys, we are at a stoplight, so we are safely doing this. But we're going to go check this out. Yes, we did get one here in Colorado. And so we're going to check out Buc-ee's in Johnstown. So this is what's brought over $1 million in tax revenue to the city. It's brought lots of local jobs, 300 employees, 75,000 square feet of pure Beaver cuteness, 117 gas pumps. Might be 113, but it's over 100, I can tell you that. So yeah, we're gonna go check it out. All right, we made it to our surprise. We are at Buc-ee's in Johnstown. So let's go take a look, because this is a definite pro of Colorado. If you've never been to a Buc-ee's, it's not just a gas station. It's kind of like a Home Goods meets a gas station, meets a restaurant, meets a bakery, meets a beef jerky bar, and a gas station with the cleanest bathrooms in America. So, I mean, that's important when you're traveling, right? It's like so nice. So let's go inside. We're gonna check out Buc-ee's. Okay, so we're kind of tucked away back in the corner because there's a lot of people. It's very loud. And so this is Buc-ee's. So we're just going to show you some footage here. And I think you can put this on the pro list because you're going to see everything from food to apparel to toys to home goods, souvenirs. It's just never ending. It's never ending. This goes on for quite a while. So let's go show you some more. All right, so for context, we're just gonna show you how much they actually, I mean, I don't think I can get all of it. It's very large. 75,000 square feet is very hard to cover. So we're gonna take you through and show you as much as we can. All right, guys, so we are just leaving Buc-ee's. We're waiting on our gas right now, 117 pumps, so we had to stop and get gas. But what would you say? We came out with so much good merch today. We have a whole back seat full of Buc-ee's stuff. Is this a pro? Is it a con? It's kind of a con because you definitely, it's the most expensive gas stop you'll probably ever have, okay? But it's so worth it. We got so many fun Buc-ee's holiday items, and we got some food. We've got merchandise and souvenirs for friends. So I'd say it was a successful trip. But what do you think? Is it a pro? Is it a con? I'm gonna leave this one in the pros. All pros. I really don't see any cons other than it's an expensive trip. But we made it up to beautiful Johnstown, and now we're going to head back down to Pueblo. So remember, if you guys are making a move in the next, could be a few days from now or a year from now, reach out to us, grab our contact information from that description box below. And in the meantime, maybe we'll see you at Buc-ee's or maybe we'll see you in Pueblo.